Hello, PWN. This is Michael, and this is the first of many videos I plan on talking about. We're gonna go old school. Still working on the name of what we're gonna be calling this project. I will have a name for it in later episodes, but right now it's just something that Wes Blank and Coy Harris had asked me to do. Me being an expert on, I wouldn't say I'm an expert on the 80s stuff, but like doing the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars. Then 20 years ago, me being in high school, every Monday night I would watch WCW, and then of course later I would progress into watching WWF, and then ultimately the Monday Night Wars would just be back and forth. TNT, USA, click one channel, click another, back and forth, back and forth. The beauty about, for me though, was on the West Coast feed, they would get the East Coast feed, on West Coast, we would get the East Coast feed, and then they would show some stupid movie hosted by Joe Bob Briggs. What's it called? TNT Nitro. I guess not to be familiar with Monday Nitro, but they would show like some action movie, and then they would show it again. And then after that, it would be like, oh, okay, so, because it's kind of weird. Actually, it was weird. What they did was, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to remember. Because that's what they did in 99, 2000. They would show like the East Coast feed, and then the West Coast feed would be at 11 to 2. So to me, it was just like they would show 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. They would show like from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and it's like during the fall they would switch over to it'd be like from 8 to 11, and then they replay it again. So the thing about, but then of course Monday Night Raw was Raw's War was on from 9 to 11. So what I'm here to talk to you about is WCW Back. With the news, Starrcade a couple weeks ago being brought back has a glorified house show, even though that rumor is the network may actually air it as a special, a one and only special on the network instead of a glorified house show. Now, there is news that NXT is bringing back the War Games, the 2 rings, and that 2 teams would fight each other back to back. They did it in Fall Brawl, and they did it on Fall Brawl War Games, and I think they did it. No, wait, no, it was Fall Brawl. I'm sorry. I uploaded a video yesterday of Hacksaw Jim Duggan beating stunning Steve Austin, not Stone Cold, stunning Steve Austin. Basically, Austin was jobbed out in that match when he couldn't fight Ricky Steamboat, and he had the Dragon Slayer written on his chonies, or trunks, excuse me. So, then I just realized Austin's a Grand Slam champion. U.S. title, Intercontinental title, tag team, and of course the big enchilada, the WWF championship. So him, Shawn Michaels, The Big Show, Dean Ambrose. I think The Miz is also part of that group now too, but and Chris Jericho. So a lot of big name guys. What was I gonna say? So going back to the point of this video, I'm sorry, is WCW back? Technically, in a weird sense, that mojo is back. I won't say that the company is back. Just several things with NXT War Games, with WWF presents Starrcade. If you really want to come back, do a special Halloween Havoc SmackDown themed episode. And then on Halloween, since Halloween's on a Tuesday, just right there. I think it'd be awesome. I know a lot of people, I know that Solo Monster, because I listen to Solo Monster and I listen to a lot of Tony Schiavone podcasts, they would say, oh, this and that happened. Now, I know you want to bring back the gigantic evil pumpkin Halloween Havoc thing. I don't know if you can because it has Snickers written on it, and Snickers sponsored that event alone, or Slim Jim did. So I don't know if any Slim Jim or Snickers are sponsoring the WWE anymore. Hang on. Anyways, so to me, I'm kind of smiling, just like the old 1997 version inside me is like, yeah. And there's times like this where I wish, dude, we need to get Tony Schiavone, we need to get Larry Zbyszko and Mike Tenay to do Starrcade, even though they're not. We don't even know if they are gonna film it or televise it. I'm sorry. And to me, I think they should, because if you don't televise it, it's just a one night only thing, or it's just a glorified house show. It's kind of a shame, It's like, well, you're doing Starrcade, which was basically WCW's WrestleMania, and you're not even gonna televise. It's like, what? why the hell would you even do that? It's like there was no point. And it just really just makes me think, why? You're gonna televise, NXT presents War Games. Why not bring this back? Because I know Triple H has a lot of respect for the old school stuff. Even though he buried Scott Steiner and a couple other WCW guys, for some other reason, I still think deep down he still kind of loves that old aspect of it, because that was Ric Flair's alma mater. Ric Flair and Sting. Oh, by the way, he buried Sting too. The Four Horsemen, Ole Anderson, a lot of the old school guys, Barry Windham, Arn, I mentioned, Ricky, Dragon Steamboat. A lot of those old school, horseman cats came from WCW, and Triple H loves that. And if he didn't, why the hell would he want not bring back War Games? Maybe later down the road we'll get NXT presents Super Brawl or Slamboree, or even, well, they're not going to do Bash at the Beach. They just do the Bash, which I think is stupid. I was like, why don't you just call it Bash at the Beach? NXT Spring Break. Have the divas running around in bikinis and having, all the NXT guys, fighting outside of a pool area or something like that, near a pool. I know it seems ludicrous, but hey, I don't watch NXT, and the only thing I remember about NXT right now is a guy named the Velveteen Dream, and his finishing move, which is called the Purple Rainmaker, which I find it appropriate, and rest in peace, Prince. I remember seeing they were fighting, and they were playing, the audience was chanting Purple Rain while he's wrestling, and to me, I was like, that guy just sold my heart. So, in short, I would like to say, please televise Starrcade. As for Cody coming back, because Dusty, the late great Dusty, helped create Starrcade, I don't think he's going to come back. Now with that Ring of Honor title and the contract, it's not going to happen. Even with Michael Hayes, they could do the Road Boys, Goldust, Stardust, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, whatever you call him, and then have Michael Hayes team up against whoever is playing. To me, I kind of think it stinks that it's only going to be SmackDown brand only, guys, because I would love to see, if you're going to do something like that, have the Shields face Jinder Mahal and the Singh guys, along with the Great Khali, and either Kane or the Big Show or Braun Strowman, and then do that. Boom, War Games. The Shield and Braun Strowman versus Jinder Mahal, Great Khali, and the Singh Boys. I don't even know what the hell they're called anymore. I just call them the Singh Boys. So, do it like that. Or you could do, again, the Miz Taraj and the Shield instead of a steel cage. Bring it back to the old formula. I don't know. Of course, there's, when it comes to NXT, I'm out of the loop. That's Corey Harris's department. But I think, with Starrcade, for the love of God, just televise it. Just don't be stupid. Just do what you got to do. What else? So to me, that brings a big smile on my face, because 20 years ago, I became a freshman in high school, and I would love I love Mondays. I know Mondays suck on a work week, but I loved it because I could always watch Monday Nitro. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Monday Nitro. I am Tony Schiavone. I'm being joined here by Mike tonight, the living legend, Larry Zbyszko, and we have to you the greatest night in sports entertainment. I can't remember if that was his catchphrase, but Tony to me was WCW. That guy was just awesome. He would just do his own thing. He would tell the matches. Bobby the Brain Heenan, the late great Bobby the Brain Heenan, rest in peace, was also there too. And of course, even Dusty got on commentary. So to me, it's like, you bring back Fall Brawl, you bring back Starrcade, do a Halloween Havoc themed episode, and have, you can have your characters dress up or just do all like hardcore matches. It'd be cool to see AJ Styles dressed up, wear the mask or dressed up like something, and then somebody else dressed up like something, and that's it. Or you can have all the divas dressed up in slutty Halloween costumes and go out there and fight each other. It doesn't really matter to me. Just do something of that nature, I know that they do Halloween SmackDown episodes in the past. Stephanie was dressed like something. John Cena was dressed like a pimp. They do they should do Thanksgiving themed SmackDown episodes, but we're not there yet. You have all these guys dressed up like different characters. So, to me, just That'd be cool. I know Dolph and have Dolph Ziggler dress up like another person, but to me, if you're gonna do something like that, it'd be do a special one-off episode of Halloween Havoc. Do a special one-off match, main event, the U.S. Champion AJ Styles versus the glorious Bobby Roode in a main event, but then have either Dolph come out or Kevin Owens come out. Do something like that. That's just me. Do I think that do I think the company should bring back more WCW events besides Fall Brawl, NXT, and maybe, if I'm lucky, fingers crossed, the Halloween Havoc SmackDown themed episode? Yeah, they have a rich history of pay-per-views. I thought were fantastic. WCW NWO Sold Out, I thought was just basically like Eric Bischoff and the NWO giving themselves a pat on the back. Their own pay-per-view event. WWE did that with Rock Bottom in your house or D-Generation X in your house. To me, I always thought that was like, when first one wrestler gets it named after himself, I always found that kind of a bit gratifying, backslapping, and also like, a little thank you gift to you from you to me or whatever. If they brought back Super Bowl, Slamboree, the Great American Bash, I'm trying to think of the other ones. Because all I can think of is Sold Out, Super Bowl, Uncensored, Spring Stampede, I think. Then there was Slamboree. And then there was Great American Bash, Bash at the Beach, World Wild, Fall Brawl, Halloween Havoc, World War III, and then of course Starrcade. So Starrcade and Fall Brawl back. If you brought back Super Brawl or Halloween Havoc was always my favorite pay-per-view because, again, it's a Halloween-themed pay-per-view, and I'm just like, hell yeah, dude. That's my favorite that's my favorite holiday. And worst case scenario, trying to think. Don't bring back Uncensored because that was barely anything. World War III was a gimmick, just three rings in each other, gimmick. And NWO Sold Out, gimmick. If you brought back some of the other ones like Slammiversary or Slamboree or Super Brawl, cool. I don't think you're gonna be able to do Road Wild, and Sturgis, that's really not gonna. That's cool and all, but that's really, what can you do? Just tell everybody, hey, we're going to Sturgis. Okay. It's like, trust me, man. It's like, no, don't. Just seems too tacky nowadays, especially with a company trying to go PG, family friendly. The last thing you need is girls and biker gals, with leather, doing this. It's like, no. They do that, AJ Styles like this. So, anyway, that's just my thoughts about how is WCW back? Technically, a little bit yes. I'm not saying, hey, let's bring back Ric Flair. Hey, let's bring back Arn Anderson. Hey, let's bring back Sting. Let's bring back, they already brought back Goldberg. We don't need him back again. So, that's just my opinion on it. I was going to talk about Hell in a Cell, but when I was asked by Wes about WCW instead, it's like, yeah, go WCW, dude. So, yeah, 1997 all over again. Somebody break out Rage Against the Machine and Smash Mouth. Kidding, don't. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you later. If you also need me, there's also videos on Sports Wars and Geeks and Gamers. Thanks, bye.